Welcome to bettingnews.boylesports.com. We are back to the Premier League fixtures, of course, after the midweek Carling Cup exertions. Portsmouth got their first win of the season, so surely it's going to give them a little bit of confidence coming into their early kick-off game against Everton. If you fancy Pompey to get back-to-back wins for the first time in a long time, they're available at 12-5. The draw is also at 12-5, and Everton are in there as 11-10 shots. It was a good win at home for the Toffees against Blackburn. A very important player for Everton this season, I believe, is Louis Saha. If they can keep the Frenchman fit, he will score goals and he will cause opposition defences plenty of trouble. Pompey, as I said, their confidence should be up a little bit from what it has been. Of course, they've had 6 games in the Premier League without rostering a point on board yet. I'm going to go with a stalemate here. I think Portsmouth at home, with a good crowd behind them, 12-5 should be the value bet here in our opening game of the weekend. And next up, we're going to have a look at an all-London affair. Fulham taking on Arsenal. Arsenal have been playing quite well, bar one game against Manchester City where they were totally outplayed. They should have beat United at Old Trafford. And Fulham, having had that tremendous season last year, finishing 7th in the Premier League, I think the squad this year is going to be tested to the max. They're in the Europa League and they're also obviously trying to get as high up in the Premiership as they possibly can. They're available at 5-1 here to win this London derby. Arsenal are at 13-8 on favourites, and the draw is available at 3-1. I have to say I do like Arsenal at the moment. The youngsters got a fantastic win in the Carling Cup during the week, so all the big lads will be back for this London derby, and I'd have to say I do fancy the Gunners to take all 3 points. It won't be easy. It never is at Craven Cottage, but as we saw earlier on in the season when Chelsea went there, that little bit of extra class just seems to make all the difference. Next up, it's to the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland are taking on Wolves. Former Sunderland boss Mick McCarthy now in charge of Wolverhampton after guiding them to a fantastic season in the Championship, and Steve Bruce has done an okay job, let's be honest, so far this year. They've got beaten away against Stoke and also against Burnley, and I think those are the games where Sunderland fans will be looking for maximum points if they really want to have a go at finishing in the top half of the table this year. It's been tough for Wolves. They did get a win last week, and more importantly, from an Irish perspective, Kevin Doyle got off the mark after his big £6 million transfer from Reading to them in the summer. I think Sunderland at home, however, have been quite good this year. Chelsea are the only side to have beaten them so far, and I do fancy the Black Cats to get back to winning ways, having lost in the league against Burnley. They beat Birmingham in the Carling Cup. They should beat Wolves in the league. 5-4 on. I think it's well worth a bet. Manchester City, what can you say about Mark Hughes' side? They probably were the worst of the 2 sides at Old Trafford, but having clawed their way back into the game on 3 occasions, a little bit unlucky not to have gotten anything from the Manchester derby. They're at home against West Ham, and I have to say West Ham are a club that's in serious trouble. There's no money to buy any new players. They haven't won a league game since the very opening game of the season, and times are tough for Gianfranco Zola's men too. They put in a decent performance against Liverpool, but class prevailed in the end, and now they've got to go to the city of Manchester and face a City side that are absolutely flying. I think Manchester City will take all the beating here. They're 9-4 on. If you fancy West Ham pulling off a major shock, you can have that at 6-1, and the draw of Burlington Bertie 100-30. I don't think it's going to happen. I think City are the hot pots. They will win at 9-4 on.